Primal Season 2, Episode 5, The Primal's Theory. We're going to talk about it here. Spoilers up ahead. Welcome back to Azart. My name is Nick, and I have Britt with me here. By the way, you can check out her Instagram, chacha.chacha.cherry. She's an awesome photographer. But now we're going to talk about Primal. We've been covering it since Episode 1, and we're covering it now. We just finished Westworld, so we're like, oh my gosh, let's just keep doing this. Let's go HBO Max. Big twist in this episode. It's not our normal Primal episode. Well, kind of, but it takes place in 1890, I think, of what it said when it popped up on the screen. So, and we have dialogue. And we have dialogue and like a conversation and stuff. So what do you think?
I felt like we went back to Samurai Jack. I said that in the previous things, like, dude, Jenny did such a killer job at not letting you feel like you're anywhere. He's super metaphysical in that, like you just don't even know where he's coming from. So like, just hands down, amazing, cool take on it. Philosophically, I don't even know where to start with this episode.
Well, everyone resorts. You can't get rid of your primal instincts. Basically. Yeah. Totally.
And the idea
when you're pushed to the edge of death, you fight like an animal.
But how technology has its advantage and like the education aspect of it and teamwork.
It kind of did. The technology
he only survived because like he got some shots and he used the arrow. And I mean, I was screaming the entire time. Like I was just on the edge of my seat, just so angry.
Was that the murderer that got loose, or the guy from jail? Okay,
yes,
I just want to make sure.
One. But
the
from
one
the
with
opening shot,
with the death tattoo.
You guys, your opening shot has to do with weapons behind you. You have like, I know those single shot like double or single shot like rifles. I get that they have to be reloaded each time for sure. And you got these revolvers for sure. Like those things.
Swords.
I get if you have swords, but once like. They would get like the first time you run away from something attack. And if I had the funds and the luxury of having an armory room, I would probably go there.
But then again, it's also they were caught off guard, and they were also gentlemen for the most part.
They're not even thinking about killing it.
Don't get their hands dirty. No, they're just gentlemen. You know what I mean? The one guy was a boxer. The guy that lasted to the end. I can't remember any of their names, but like, the two younger guys kind of make it to the end kind of thing, where the other guys were just like, you can tell that they're
wearing
just
a samurai helmet. Good one.
Yeah.
Let's add some weight to your head.
I know, exactly.
Are you going to wear your Mongolian helmet, Nick, too? Like someone comes in.
And it was so beautiful, the lightning. To play with the timing of all the different cuts and it was just really cool. You see the lightning effect, and then you see like a inverted silhouette black and white image of what's happening, and then it goes back to color, and it just looks super clean and cool. It was just super cool and stylized.
The rhythm was really on point.
Pacing, really good
pacing. The rhythm of it, like the dots to the bangs, like it, even like with this, like
the clock. The clock, and it switched to everyone's reaction, like looking up. Yeah, and that was really cool shot too.
Hearing like the first dialogue
it was
with
the bell chimes.
Right.
Yeah, the dialogue.
Yeah.
No, the dialogue was a perfect setup. And do you think from here we just go back to the Primal episode?
They're gonna have
back
to do that.
To Spear and Fang.
But it just makes you still be like, okay, so let's call the Primal Theory
intermission.
It is an intermission, and it's a setup for going up against people with weapons and technology and education and training. And, the boxing scene is a perfect example of, even though the Primal guys got more of the adrenaline, that primal just attack mode, just being able to train, like when you box, there's still a structure to it. And there is a benefit to everything that the educated one has learned. Even though he's skinnier, he's smaller, he has more of an advantage than the primal one. Like a trained dog is probably more likely. Oh, I don't know actually to apply that to animals. But, I don't like that's illegal.
I think he was smarter than the criminal who was acting more primal,
Yeah.
but the criminal was also smart too, though. He was very smart to dodge. He knew what to dodge.
I thought that
He
was
knew
kind
what
of
to
strange. It's like,
grab
okay, so he knows
as
to
a
dodge a
shield
gun.
and a shield.
Which
Well,
are, by the way, did you?
If he's modern age, if he's a modern age guy who was in prison, he
Right.
understands what guns do, and now at this point, Spear understands what swords do and arrows do at this point, so he knows like an arrow is dangerous. He got hit with like 50 of them. Gosh, it's just like so many
What was
arrows I
so
got hit with.
cool to me about this episode was the reverse technological like advance. So you
Mhm.
went from more advanced weapons and tools to more primal tools. You even down to the spear. To it's like I knew he was going to get a spear.
To a stick.
I knew you were going to go reverse of the tools that Spear has. The Spear, the character, has
Mhm.
learned and developed in reverse. So I think that was a really interesting thing to play off of.
It's slowly a path down back to being primal.
And I totally
to the
think that
bare
with all
minimum.
those guns, you guys should have been able to totally take them out. Like, I'm so sure you had how many guns? Like, what caliber? Those look like, 52 mag.
Who knows if they've even used guns though?
Yeah, he has.
I don't know.
I would
You
believe
don't know
the
if
main
he's
guy,
hunted
not the
those
ones
animals.
that were
Yeah.
like shaking, but like the one, the
And
owner of the
he
house.
hit him a couple times. He hit him a couple times.
yeah.
He hit him with
He,
arrows
like, used
too.
his arrows.
He was a better shot with the arrows than he was a gun.
There's something said to be said about that.
And then what was the slow walk cycle. There's that walk cycle that he was like walking right up to him. That was so cool. I really love the pacing of that walk cycle. I wrote that down in my diary. I was like, that was a great walk cycle.
That was so intense. So like I felt myself stepping back in my chair. Like, how do you go back and fight back to that coming at you at that pacing? And I think it really does come down to the idea of like fight or flight.
Yep.
A lot of the characters are really faced with the idea: do you fight, flight, or freeze? And
it's true.
My praying mantis, like I have one, and when they put their arms up, that's saying that they're fighting you back. And a praying mantis will never back down, so they're qualified to be considered to be in the predator group, even within like the insect bug world. So it's like you could still see that within like, oh, okay, like obviously even Fang is they're all predators. We're not really seeing like too many, preys.
Yeah,
right now.
No, we're seeing more of the predators for sure. Like the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Right. We're not really dealing with you guys fishing. We're not really dealing with you guys just trying to get some food. And, it's not like
no farming.
No Timon and
hunting,
Pumbaa here.
Not farming. Exactly. Yeah. They're hunting and not farming. So, but things that come from hunting, which is bad, is you eliminate all the resources. If you're not planting and, farming's good because you're making sure you're going to have chicken the next day or whatever you plant and grow. You know what I mean? It's the idea of cycling through stuff.
Meal planning.
Where hunting will only get you so far.
Right.
Until all the deer is gone or whatever they eat.
Do we know how many episodes are per season?
I'm guessing like HBO Max is probably 8 or 10.
Okay. So I
think so, right?
We're over the halfway mark. We're at the halfway mark, or we're over it?
I think so. I think we're right at the halfway mark. That's why I think it's like.
But it's actually
episode.
It's not HBO technically. It's
Adult Swim. Yeah, I'm happy that
I think there might
they're
be 10
teaming up with
episodes
HBO Max. Very beautiful. I love the line work of the stylized of everything. The coloring's great. Yeah, I like the character designs a lot too of all the different characters. The silhouettes were really good, so you knew what was happening in a fighting sequence, which is really important. If you can tell who a character is just by the silhouette, then you're doing a good job with character design too. So
he kind of had
I'm super excited to get back to Fane.
Ratatouille. I was like, is that Ego? Wow, Ego.
That's so
not
funny.
a box.
Yeah. And then we had some round guys too, and then you had the box shape for the criminal. So like he was.
Well, I feel like they try to make him look a little speary.
Oh yeah, well, I think that's the idea, big time, because they were talking about Neanderthals and this, and then you had this guy with like the thickest ankles compared to them, and everything's just thick and brawn compared to them. They were more twig.
Yeah, he kind of the shape of what's his face from the Fantastic Four.
the thing.
Yeah,
He had the shape of the Thing. He also had the shape of the Kingpin from like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Just like a block shape, or even like every big bad buff villain from any Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Right.
They're just like squares. Yeah.
Like the bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fun. But I'm very excited
The
to get back into
muscle.
the story that was an offbeat but cool, like, oh, that's a fun curveball, but I still want to get back to knowing like what's going to happen with the Vikings and Fang, and I'm very protective over Fang, so just want to know what is going on. But thank you for drop pitching.
To see inside of a building. Yeah, it was great to see inside a building because we've only been in nature this whole time. So it was fun to see like modern building structures too. But I can't wait to get back to nature because I love the epic landscapes and the scale of everything. So if you haven't already, go watch our other Prime videos. I'll link them here. It's been so much fun going through this. We're going to continue it all the way to the end. And we're thinking about watching some other animations too, and even animes. I've been talking to Britt about it. We're even thinking about, she mentioned Harley Quinn. I know we're late to it, but we might go ahead and do that. And we're also talking about Sandman 2 on Netflix, where we might just do an episode review. I was able to finish it. I finished it like yesterday.
I will by the weekend, I swear.
There's not enough time in a week to cover all the shows we want to watch. So if there's more shows you want us to cover too, any animation stuff you think we would like we watch Arcane, we like Castlevania, but you comment down below other shows for us to talk about with animation stuff, because we want to know what's new, we want to know what's coming out, and we want to cover it. So
sidebar about
thank you so much
versus Primal.
Sidebar, yes,
because I thought about that. I've been watching Harley Quinn, right? And I'm like starting over from the beginning, and I'm like, dude, how quickly everybody in this series like goes to a weapon and the way they blow things up, and then you have in this Primal episode like, grab the weapons, what are you doing? Like Harley Quinn makes way more sense to me right now, just like automatic, like bat, gun, blah blah blah. Like, oh my god, guys, please grab a weapon.
That's creating more tension though.
That's the way how you build tension, that thing, right? Has one thing like that's ripping like skin
building
off.
Tension.
It's like
that's the best thing about horror movies, right? You always make the wrong mistakes and the wrong turns, and you do the stupid thing. You know what I mean? Like that's what creates the tension for horror movies too, right? It's like that. You idiot! What are you doing?
Which, by the way, Bodies was amazing, and so was Nope.
Oh, cool.
You guys should go see those.
If you want us to cover that stuff, let us know too. Down below in the comments. Go to azar.space for all the audio video links and the cool shirts we're designing. We're trying to come up with more fun, geeky stuff. Subscribe to stay updated, and we'll see you on the next Azart. Woo!
Oh my god, I have to be on set at like 5 in the morning. Okay.
Go to bed.